Welcome to module number 5. We are in our space unit, so this is our second week looking at something to do with space. Last week we had a look at the Hubble Space Telescope, which was one of the biggest inventions that we've had in space technology, and you looked at some really cool images. So I love looking at the images that you found that were taken by the Hubble Space Telescope on your birthday. That was pretty fun. For this week, what we're going to look at are things called space spin-offs. And what is a space spin-off? Well, a spin-off technology is basically something that was developed for space exploration, but then we now use it in our everyday lives, okay? So you're gonna have a look at different space technologies that have been developed. There's a reading to complete, and then there's a video to watch, and then you're gonna answer some questions, and you're thinking about what are these inventions and how have they impacted our lives, okay? So I've got a couple little diagrams right here that are gonna go through the areas in which NASA has actually developed spin-off technologies. And so these are things that we now see in transportation, we see them in consumer goods, environmental protection, things to do with public safety and health and medicine. Okay, one great example that I've got on the handout that you're going to be looking at is cordless tools. All right, did you know that there was no such thing as a cordless tool before NASA needed one for a mission where they were taking rock samples from the moon? And so you can't imagine, like, an astronaut using a drill, for example, that had a cord attached to it. So they teamed up with a company called Black & Decker, and they developed a drill that had a cordless battery, okay? And so now we use that technology that was originally developed for space exploration. We now use that here on Earth in our everyday lives, and things like all those power tools that you may have at home, like a dust buster and a cordless drill. Those were all originally space technologies that we now use, okay? So you can see things like things that are used to educate us and entertain us, like a joystick in a computer game. You can think of your little Nintendo Switches or whatever computer game you've got. Those little joysticks, that technology was actually invented for space first, okay? That's just one good example, and there are thousands of examples that you can see. And it's really interesting to see, there are some things out there that people say that were invented for space that weren't actually, and here are some spin-off myths. So contrary to popular belief, NASA did not invent smoke detectors, even though you may see that. They didn't invent Velcro or Tang, which is a powdered drink product. But you know what? They actually use Velcro and these other products on the space station, so it's kind of a reverse technology, using the technology we already have. There's some videos you can watch that are at the International Space Station where the scientists and astronauts live and work, and they use Velcro all the time. Can you imagine things floating around in outer space? How do they not lose something, right? Well, they just attach it with Velcro to the wall. So I've got a couple links there where you're going to watch some videos as an option to see Commander Chris Hadfield, one of Canada's most famous astronauts, and you can see what it was like when he lived at the International Space Station. And some of his videos that he made while he was up there, things like how to brush your teeth in space, how to make a sandwich in space, how to astronauts sleep in space. Some of those videos have had millions of views, so they're pretty famous, and I'd like you to have a look at those. Okay, so that's an introduction to space spin-offs, what they are. You're going to complete a reading, which is right here. You can see this, so open this up on your Chromebooks, have a look through that, read through that, watch the video, and then complete the Google Doc. Okay, I hope everything is well at your house, and congratulations on all your hard work so far. And this is, again, module number 5, and our topic is space spin-off technologies.